Good morning, everyone. I am here again in Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument in south central Utah. I'm parked along the side of the road here. I think I'm in the right place. I'm heading off in this direction, I think. I hope this is where I'm supposed to go. It's 8:30 in the morning. I've been up since 7. It was about freezing when I woke up. It's probably 40 degrees now, and I think it'll get to about 60 today. As I understand it, there's a slot canyon somewhere down in here, and I saw a picture of a section of that canyon in a book. I left the book at home, and I forget exactly the name of it. It's something like a non-technical hiking guide to the Colorado Plateau by Michael Kelsey. He's written several books to southern Utah and other interesting places. And he had a picture of this canyon. And I thought, you know what? I want to go there. I want to be in that spot. So that's what I'm doing here. Now that I'm in the bottom of the canyon here, in the wash anyway, that leads into a canyon, I'm gonna follow it, and I think that'll take me within the next 5 minutes or so to the spot, or at least to one of the potential spots. Again, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. It mentioned in the book that there were 2 sections of narrows, and between the 2 there was a large dry fall, or basically a cliff. So you can't just walk between the 2. You have to like exit the slot canyon and then go up and around and then down to the other section. Oh, got some bones here. These are cow bones, I assume. Yeah, I've got a lower jaw right here. And then the skull and upper jaw right here. Anyway, I'm saying this because it might take me a little bit of poking around to find the actual spot that I saw in that photo. And whenever I hike to a slot canyon, people always ask me if I'm afraid of flash floods or that sort of thing. And the answer is no, because I check the weather forecast before I go on these hikes. And so today it's completely clear. The forecast doesn't call for rain anywhere near here, so I'm fine. I'll be safe today. Okay, I'm at the top of the slot canyon. It's interesting how it just starts. Just right here, it's a big sudden drop. I mean, behind me, it's just a broad, flat wash. And then bam, the slot canyon starts. It's a large drop off here. It's hard to see into the shadows there, but that's a good 25-foot drop. So the question now is, how do I get into this canyon? Again, I remember reading that there was some way to get in, but I don't remember if it was from this side or that side. This is some poor trip planning on my part here. So I guess this means I'm just gonna walk along the side here, walk along the right side or the south side of the canyon, and hope I can find a way in. If I need to backtrack and go around to the other side, that's fine. Oh, I see a cairn right here. The cairn is right here. This pile of rocks is right here. And usually that means that this is a spot where you can go down. You know, this is where the route goes. And by the way, I don't know if you can see it, but in here, in the shadows, down at the bottom, there are some logs wedged in there. And I think that's actually the place that I'm trying to get to. So I'm in the right area. I mean, I can get down here. Can I get back up here? That is the question. I think the answer is yes. I'm going to scout out further down the canyon. If I need to, I can get down here. But it's a little bit sketchy. So at least it looks a little bit sketchy. Okay, well, the canyon just broadens and gets deeper as we go downstream here. I might have to do that, have to climb further down that way and then do a long descent down into the canyon from over here. It looks like it's doable over here. But as I mentioned, there's an upper and a lower section of narrows. Again, to be honest, I don't remember if I want to be in the upper or if I want to be in the lower. And so I don't know if I want to enter the slot up at the top here, or if I do want to enter the slot down below and then hike up. The easiest and fastest thing to do, I think, is to go back to that spot that was a little bit steep, but I'm pretty sure I can do it. And if it's something that I don't feel comfortable with, I won't do it. So the start here doesn't look too bad. Oh yeah, this is totally doable. This is not as bad as it looked. Even if I fell all the way to the ground from right here, it's like 6 or 8 feet below me. Haha! All right, awesome. Of course, now I have to go back and get the camera. Okay, mission accomplished here. I'm in the canyon. This is the way I came down. Really not too bad, but also I can't really recommend it unless you are an experienced climber and you're comfortable with moving over rock and climbing down a little bit. I wanted to go up canyon to the start of the slot canyon, to that initial drop off that I showed you guys. And here it is. No, not yet. Here it is. Man, slot canyons are so cool. So this is the bottom of the end, or the top, I guess. This is looking up. And you know what? I don't even remember the name of this canyon. I'm sorry. I will put it on the screen here. I have it written down in the car, but whatever it's called, I came here for one reason, and that is to, again, basically visit that spot that was shown in the picture. More specifically, there's a picture of a guy standing below a bunch of logs jammed in the canyon, and I thought that looked really cool. And I could see above here, I could look down and see some logs stuck in the canyon, but I don't think that is the spot from the photo. I think there might be a couple different log jam spots. And actually I'm at one of them now, and actually this might be the spot that I'm looking for. Maybe the guy took the picture when he was down here with these big logs above. How cool is that? You can just imagine a huge flash flood bringing these trees down from up the canyon somewhere. Somehow they made it this far and then just got wedged, just got stuck right here before the canyon really constricts right there. I apologize if I end up bumping the camera and it's not the smoothest footage here. Don't get impaled on the stick. Oh, okay. So this spot with these logs jammed here, really cool, but I don't think this is the log jam spot that I'm looking for. So let's keep going downstream. Well, that didn't take very long. I'm already at the drop off at the dry fall. Right here, from here to the ground down there, that's a good 20, 25 feet. There's no way to safely go down there. So what that means is that I need to basically backtrack all of this. I need to hike back through the logs here, climb back up and out, continue on further downstream, or down canyon rather, and try to find a way down into the canyon. But as I showed you earlier, the canyon gets broader and deeper, so the down climb, I don't think it'll be especially hard or scary. I just need to find the right spot. I think there was another set of logs somewhere down lower, so that's the plan. Gonna go explore those. Even if I don't find them, this is still really cool. This whole adventure has been worth it. It's fun to have a little bit of uncertainty in your adventures sometimes when you're not sure exactly if it'll pan out. That's fun. So anyway, let me retrace my steps here. Climb back through these logs right here, climb back up to the left, out of the canyon, go down the canyon, find a place to climb down in. Okay. Success. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I'm recording all of this on the GPS app on my phone on Gaia so that I can retrace my steps out of here. So now, heading up. Okay, so this is interesting. I just climbed up from down here, from the bottom up this slippery chute or slide. And that's taken me to kind of a second level, a second tier of the canyon. So what I've been hiking up is like 10 or 15 feet down below in the slot here, but now I'm on this other level. Got some nice log jams right here. Then looking behind me, I love how kind of dark and ominous this looks right here. It's not a smooth-sided, straight-sided slot canyon. It's kind of jagged and it's overhanging. It's like it's closing in on you. Really, really neat. I don't think this canyon gets done very much. It's not one of the super popular ones, and I haven't seen any footprints in here other than my own. Oh, and I think this is the spot with the logs. Awesome. I'm glad I found this spot. I'm 90% sure this is the spot I saw in the picture, in the book. I mean, this isn't especially close to the top of the canyon. And so I'm amazed that these logs were able to make it this far down before getting stuck. It's also weird that so many got stuck right here. Like, this doesn't seem especially narrow or tight. I don't know why they are stuck in this particular spot, but that's awesome. The shapes in this place, the geometry of this place is just wild and amazing. And we've come full circle now. This is the drop off, the dry fall that I went to the top of. It's only about 15 feet high. It looked much higher from the top. Still not really doable, not climbable. And looking back out this way, just layer upon layer of logs stuck in the canyon. It's not weird, it's not uncommon to see logs jammed in slot canyons like this, but I've never seen so many in such a short stretch of canyon before. And I mean, there are better canyons, there are better slot canyons, although I really enjoyed this one. If you're looking for just a pure slot canyon experience, this probably isn't the one for you. But if you like the look, if you like the aesthetic of these stuck trees, these jammed logs, then this is definitely worth doing. I definitely recommend it. All right, guys, after about 45 minutes of driving, maybe 15 miles of driving, I'm at this next little spot, just a little roadside stop. I wanted to see this natural arch right here. This is called, what is it called? Grosvenor Arch or Grosvenor Arch? I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to say it, but there's the arch right there. Beautiful arch, very tall. And I didn't realize that it's actually a double arch. It's got the main opening and then a smaller opening off to the left side there. That's the smaller opening. And then the bigger opening. And there's the top of the actual arch itself, the bridge up at the top. Awesome, on to the next spot. Okay, it is a couple hours later. I drove away from the arch, drove into a couple little towns, got some gas. I got a burrito from a gas station. It was not great. But now I'm at a place called Valley Gorge, as the sign along the side of the road here says. And there's something pretty interesting about this spot. So this road has been here for decades. This is a relatively new bridge, but a road has been here for a while. And down here, let's see if I can give you a good look at it. Ah, there we go. You see that tire right there? And there's another one. It's hard to see the screen of my camera in the bright light here. Let's see, is that the second? 1, 2. So this is a truck that drove into the gorge here in 1954. So again, I'm standing on the bridge here. And then the truck is just right here, right below this branch. And so they were driving along the road, and I don't know the details. I'll put them on the screen if I can find them, but they went off the bridge, fell down into the gorge. The 3 men in there all died as a result. And so that has been in there, that car has been in there for, what is that, 68 years? Long, long time. And so it's possible to hike down into this canyon, which is a really deep canyon. You probably can't see it, but there's snow on the bottom of the canyon over here. Actually, let me see if I can show that to you. Yeah, there it is. You can see the snow and some kind of dirty footprints down in there. Very deep canyon. I think from here I read it's about 130 feet from the rim down to the bottom. You can't just hike down in right here. The walls are too sheer. You have to hike up the canyon, and then there's a way to scramble down into the canyon. Then from there you hike back down toward the bridge here where you can see that car. So the hike along the top of the gorge here is about a mile. I think 0.9 mile, 9/10 of a mile. So it should take 20 minutes, half an hour. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, well, bear with me here. I'm having some technical difficulties. I've arrived at the point where I climbed down into the canyon. I thought it was 0.9 miles away from the trailhead. It's actually only 0.4 miles from the trailhead. So first of all, this came sooner than I thought it would. Second of all, I was trying to record the hike here on the GoPro, do a time lapse on the GoPro. I had it on my head and everything, but I didn't press record, so something's not exactly going to plan today, but doesn't matter, not a huge deal. Let's scramble down into the canyon here. Well, basically right after climbing down into the canyon and walking 30 feet, we have an obstacle. And I read about this, but I thought it was referring to what I just did, getting down into the canyon, but no, it's getting deeper down into the canyon. There's a little drop off, a little fall off right here in order to get down and to keep going. Now, unfortunately, it is wet and muddy right here with very cold water that's melting from the snow right here, so I'm probably gonna get wet and muddy. I think what people do is grab onto these sticks right here. Let's go down here, try not to slip on the dirty, muddy, wet sandstone. Okay, got 1 foot on the branch, kind of wedging my foot in between the branch and the rock here. Carefully. Oh, okay, well that wasn't too bad. Whew. Okay, so far so good. Let's keep going down canyon. As I'm continuing down canyon here, the canyon itself is definitely getting cooler and darker and snowier. I have to say, this is a pretty great slot canyon. Anytime you can touch both walls with your arms, it's a good time. Yeah, solid ice down in the bottom here. Huge boulder wedged into the top of the canyon here. Gotta be 20-25 feet across. So just about an hour into the hike, or a little bit less, about 50 minutes, I reached the bridge and the car. So there you can see the wheels of the truck. And if we zoom out, there's the bridge up at the top. Zoom out even more. And this is the full height of the canyon. And then here it is from the other side. Well, I have to say, this is a fascinating, if grisly, thing to see. I've never seen anything like this in Utah. And you know, whenever you come to something like this, the site where people died, it's always a little bit, it's tricky, you know, like you go to a plane crash site and it's it's interesting to look at the pieces of wreckage on the ground. But then you remember, oh, a lot of people lost their lives here. So it's something you always need to keep in mind if you do visit something like this. And with that, it's time to head, I was gonna say head home, but no, it's not. Well, I guess it is. Time to head back to the car, which is my home while I'm on this trip. I'm gonna head back to the Yukon, and then there's a historical site not too far from here, like a mile from here, that I wanna go see. And after that, it's time to find a campsite. Okay, so I said that I was going to go to a historical site. I tried, couldn't find it. I might have copied down the coordinates wrong. I'm not entirely sure what the problem was there, but next time, I guess, next time. But I have found a campsite and I like it. Let me show it to you. It's a nice, large, open spot. It's got some views over in this direction that I'll show you in a second. And then behind me, there are views going down, or looking down into a little canyon over here. And yeah, looking in the other direction here, you can see some red rock cliffs and mountains over in the distance. I want to show you something. So on the top of my car is this long black metal tube, and that's a shower. It's called the road shower. A friend of mine gave it to me about 6 months ago, and it's a solar shower. The idea is that you fill it with water and then it'll heat up in the sun, and then you can take a nice hot shower without having to, you know, boil water. Okay, so first off I have to pressurize it. It's supposed to go up to 25 psi. You shouldn't go above 25 psi. I have this little 12 volt air compressor. Never used it before, but I'll put a link to it on Amazon if you're interested. I assume I just press the on button. Oh, yep. Whoa, okay, so I turned the camera off, but this is leaking water. This is the, what's this called? Or maybe I just didn't have it on tight enough. This is a radiator cap. There you go, radiator cap. Let's try again. But yeah, this thing is on here so that, you know, it doesn't get over pressurized. You wouldn't want this thing to explode if you pumped it up to 200 psi or something, but I'm not sure why I was having an issue at 18 psi. Okay, let's try this again. I mean, I can still hear air escaping even though I thought I tightened that down. Let's try it again now. Oh, I can hear air escaping. It was stuck at 19.5 psi for a while. For like 40 seconds. Now it's at 15.5. Okay, so something over there on that end is leaking. I did mention this is the first time I've used this, right? Well, I think I have it on all the way, but it's still losing pressure. Let's hook up the hose, the shower head. And by the way, yes, I have put a 5-gallon gas can up on top. Just makes me feel a little bit more at ease as the wind blows my car doors shut here. This gives me peace of mind when I'm driving on these dirt back roads for days at a time. It's nice to have the extra 5 gallons up there. Anyway, right here is the hose. So when my friend gave me this, it came with just a crusty, nasty old hose, so I replaced it. I put a quick release thing, valve, whatever that is, right in the middle there. That's a little quick release thing. That's the male end, and then the female quick release end is on the end of the hose here. And then on the other end, if I can reorient here, is a garden sprayer, and it's got several different modes. I don't know if this is on or off right now. Let's plug it in and find out. Okay, so with this quick release thing, coupler, that's what it's called, quick release coupler, I think, right? With this, I should be able to just plug it on to the end here. like so. And then there's a little lever, a little valve on the end here. Oh, see that? So that has to be pressured a little bit still. Anyway, pretty cool, huh? Okay, it's not really warm. It's kind of a warm day, but it's probably 55 degrees right now. The high was probably 60. I mean, you saw the ice and snow in that slot canyon. It's not warm right now. And so I wasn't sure exactly how warm it needed to be for that to heat up. You know, like, is the sun alone good enough if it's a decently not too cold day? But from what I've learned, and with this sitting in the sun all day basically, the air temperature needs to be a little bit warmer. The sun can't do all of the heavy lifting. But anyway, let's take a shower. I'll see you afterward. Well, that wasn't the most comfortable shower I've ever had, but overall, that was a success. I've changed back into this shirt that I was wearing today. I think I have enough shirts for one shirt every 2 days on this trip. So this was day 1 for this shirt. It has to do its duty for one more day here. But let me show you one thing I did with the shower here. I extended my ice and snow scraper to its fullest extension, stuck it in between the roof rail, the side rail, and the shower, and then so at first I tied this on with some paracord, and that worked okay, but then I needed to remove it to rinse off a little bit, so I removed that, and that worked. Overall, it was decent, but I need to come up with a better way. I need to come up with maybe a hook, like put a hook on here so that I can hang it from something or hang it from over here. I know there are some, maybe some magnetic holders I could get to stick it on here, and I don't know, need to play with it more. But for my purposes now, this worked just fine this way. I'm actually going to be spending the next couple of days fishing in this general area in southern Utah, so that'll be for my other channel, my fishing channel called Tenkara Addict. The next time you see me, I think I'll be in the Moab area. I'm not entirely sure. I need to consult the itinerary. I think that's the plan. Tonight, I'm going to have peanut butter sandwiches for dinner. I had that burrito earlier that got me most of the way there. I'll top it off tonight with a peanut butter sandwich or two. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.